Great to have y'all here. You're gonna learn a lot about government today. Some of it may seem a little boring, but I can tell you everything that's done here is gonna impact you in one way or the other. Learn a little bit. You don't have to memorize. It's not gonna be a test after, but just try to absorb what you can, because a lot of the decisions that are made here impact you in your everyday life in school and work, at home, and everything that you do. So we're glad that you're here and glad that you're taking part in this. And now we want to be helpful as we can from the city of Montgomery and City Hall in whatever we can do to benefit you and to partner with our school system. So enjoy your time, enjoy the experience, and I'm sure you'll come away with a lot of value and a lot more information than you had before. And who knows, maybe we'll see one of y'all down here representing us at some level capacity.
My name is Caitlin Davis, and I go to Booker T. Washington Magnet High School.
My name is Jeremiah Treese, and I'm from Booker T. Washington Magnet High School.
I'm here to serve as an ambassador for the Mayor's Young Professional Council Day on the Hill program. I think it's important for me to be here today because the legislative process affects everybody, and it's very important for everyone to be informed about how it does affect them in the way that it functions.
Well, I'm here at the State House to serve as an ambassador for the Day on the Hill program with the Mayor's Young Professionals Council. I think it's important for me and all my peers to be here today to learn, and so we can go and educate others on the information that we take in from the city officials and from the people that are making today's history.
I can't think of anybody that I can be so mad at that I'm willing to go sit in prison for the rest of my life for. Nobody. To go sit in prison? Because I'm mad? For the rest of my life? Do y'all know how fun life is? Do y'all know how fun college is? Being mad at somebody doesn't hurt them as much as it hurts you.
Once upon a time, black people couldn't serve on juries. And when we got the right to vote, a lot of voter registrars and the powers that be worked to keep us from serving on jury, because we have to have a jury of our what? Our peers. So if you have an all-white jury who don't necessarily have the cultural understanding of what our communities go through, so that's why it's important to stay engaged and to vote.
If there's a bad bill, if there's something that we're really against, we'll fight really hard against it. We'll get up and debate it and argue why it's bad. I know we would call out Jeremiah. I know he was here with the youth legislature this weekend. So there's a lot of debate where you get up and argue why something's not a good idea, but then if we agree with something, we'll get up and say why we think it's a good idea. And whether you go into politics or not, that's, I think, an important life lesson. At times you can disagree, but it doesn't mean that you're enemies. It doesn't mean that you always have to be against each other.
My name is Jasmine Cremio. I'm the policy chair of the Young Professionals Council.
So my name is Mia Britton. I serve as special assistant to Mayor Stephen L. Reed of Montgomery, Alabama, and also I'm the advisor for the Mayor's Young Professional Council.
We are at the State House here in Montgomery, Alabama, and we're here for our Day on the Hill event. It's an event where we invited students, young professionals, to come to the State House and engage in dynamic conversations about state government, about how to get involved, about policy, and about really what that means and how do you even get here? What do you do at the State House? Who are your elected officials? Who's working for you? What do they even do in this building? So we wanted to make sure that students, even middle school students, high school students, young professionals had the opportunity to be in the building to see who is working for them and to engage in those conversations.
So today we are standing inside of the Alabama State House, which is right up the street from the City of Montgomery City Hall. And we're just happy to be here in the State House during this legislative session.
Since you are our resident guy who's over policy and all things like that, if we do have an issue or say that there is something that a young professional feels very passionate about, what can we do or how can we become involved or who should we go to if we feel that there's something that needs to change on a local level? What is the process for that?
Being a senior policy advisor for a municipality, I can tell you can definitely contact me. But what you want to do is you want to either email your city council person or the mayor's office to get anything resolved that you need to get resolved.
As you're a policy person, I know there's things that you can't talk about strategically speaking, but how can we best explain why it's important? Because we all know why it's important, because we're in this room basically, but for those that are not in the room, how do you best as a policy person say we could reach that person?
I've heard you say that we want more to do in Montgomery. A Dave & Buster's, for instance. Well, to get something like a Dave & Buster's, you're gonna have to have your voice is gonna have to be heard. You're gonna have to get enough people and get it together, get that together for the city council to actually hear you, to bring a Dave & Buster's to Montgomery. And then you gotta understand, what does Dave & Buster's want to be able to come to Montgomery? Are you guys actually out there actively engaging in entertainment in Montgomery? How many of you are actually? Okay, so you see what I'm saying? So we need 100% participation in all of the things that are happening in Montgomery for businesses who want to come to Montgomery.
My name is Dominique Vickers, and I have the pleasure of being the Mayor's Young Professional Council's president for the year of 2025. Right now, we're at the State House, where we brought a bunch of our members, as well as young professionals in the city, as well as Montgomery Public School students, to come here, listen to legislators such as Tiffany McCord, who's a judge. We also had Senator Stewart, as well as Representative Insler, and we had so much fun bringing them to the gallery where they can actually see where all the work is done. I think that the most important thing is just never been a more vital time for young professionals to be in the city of Montgomery. We are the future of the city, and I think it's so important for us to come down and just see exactly what our legislators are doing, because they are shaping our future as well as our generations that's going to come behind us. So I think that our voice needs to be heard, but in order for our voice to be heard, we need to be educated, and that's exactly why we should be here.